abusive and degrading and undermining. Please let us be very careful about this. Now, on this letter, I don't have any objection to it, other than just to raise two issues. In every organization, in every meeting, in every legal entity, there is what is called, there are two departments. You have procedural department and you have substantive department. Procedurally, this letter is wrong. It's wrong because the purport of it, the time of it, is not appropriate. It should come, first and foremost, a letter of appreciation should be simple appreciation. Then we appreciate being here. Let us leave the backlog of our various points that we do not like. Then after this, then at the appropriate time, when you come substantially, say, look, there are some issues here we found that is wanting. And these wanting issues are number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. It can be to even 100. Then we begin to approach it so that our meeting will be focused. We will carry ourselves along with love. We will carry ourselves with a great focus, and we begin to move like one. So these are just my points I just want to highlight here. Thank you so much.
Praise God.
Amen.
Yeah, I don't want to, anyway, part of what I need to say, at least I've said it. You see, we're a pastor, we are not a member. Please, and we are not also a politician. We are shepherding a people. I know how many churches under me, and I started Celestial in this country. I know the way God is giving me this into. I think Bishop Amos, he always come to me. I know the way I'm dealing with them. Please, if you want this organization to grow, we don't need to talk all what you have been saying. When we talk about the acceptance letter, this is a lot. If you go through, you will see a lot of allegations there. Well, it's just like part of it, you start the cancer already. When we started the cancer, go to my office, you will see me and the power of the Sajafo, and also our ex. I showed you, Chairman and Doctor, last time, the picture when they ordained as the National Treasurer. And Power Sajafo also came to my place. Please, when we are talking about love, that when we talk about love, with love, all things are possible with God. But when there is no love, that is how this one will be talking, this one will be talking, this one will be talking. For how long we are going to continue to do all these things? For how long? For how long? Are we looking for the progress of this or what? But somebody mentioned something there. Let me tell you, whether we like it or not, we are going to die. Then we are going to account. Please, this is cancer. This is not Nigeria. Please, this is Celestial, Pentecostal. We are all the blocks. We are together. So why are we going back to the past and all these things? If we want to go to past this thing, are we? I'm member of the BOT, everything. And if you are doing something, I know how many members of Celestial from Cape Town, Pretoria, oh yeah, come. They normally used to come. Abi, am I the secretary? Doctor, yes. Abi, Bishop Renton. Yes. Even if I'm in overseas, yes. I'm mobilized there to go. Let us work with love, please. Way forward. We are talking about that bishop. It's gone already. Let me tell you. And I wasn't aware when they removed me as a treasurer. I don't even know. When I knew, I said it's a country with law. I said it's a country with law. It's not Nigeria. And everybody, even cars, as a treasurer, it's not with me. I don't know how they even wait to collect money. But I'm supposed to fight. But I said, no, let us work together with this chairman. This is your turn. Tomorrow it may be your turn. Tomorrow it may be his own turn. Not only one church, not only two, not only three. Talk less of even member. If you go through your Bible, where you see what even God, he said, when he created a human being, what did he say? He's not happy because their plan is evil. So talk less of organization. Please let us look for the way forward of this organization. Let us forget that because acceptance letter is not supposed to be like 4 pages or 5. So please, that is my own. But me and we soon go. I always focus on time. I left home since Monday. I've never seen my wife and my grandchildren. So last night I was in Pretoria. Because of the meeting, I said, let me wait today now. So I'm the first person to be here. But when they say 11 to 1, this is past 1. As we are dragging this meeting now, maybe 3, 4, we are still going to be here. Please let us talk, let us work. We don't need to starve ourselves. Progress. And PPM. You have already joined, you have already here. Bishop Amos, I know the time he has registered. I know, long time. But you can never see him in the meeting. So if you just come to the meeting now, that doesn't mean. Like I know him also, almost true. Bishop, yeah, I know him. Long time when he came, I think after maybe since 2 times. Me, I travel a lot, and all of you know, if not because of Koro, I won't be around. But once I'm around, I will be in the meeting. But let us look for the progress of this meeting. Please. Thank you. Because we are going to give account to God, whether we like it or not. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please, on this issue, after Dr. McNeil, then Apostle G, no other way. We never say anything on this issue. Please, I've said a lot on this issue. It's already after 1.
I'll step down after listening to Baba now.
Okay. I was reading.
It's quite painful that you flog a child with one hand and ask the child not to cry. I think there is an adage in our African setting that has to do with that. But before I actually commence to say what I want to say, the early response we got from the reading of this acceptance letter seems like an organized response, a pre-organized response. Please allow me to speak. I would like to speak and I wouldn't want people to stop me because I exercise enough patience while everybody is actually looking at certain things. I speak from the office of the National Secretary of PFN here in South Africa. I was elected such. Okay. And why we actually responded to these issues is for posterity's sake. Yeah. And if you notice, everything that we are speaking today is on record. While I say that these responses are pretty pre-organized. For example, if you look at the sitting here, initially we were 16 of us. The first response, the early response actually came from a blog, and there are more than 5 or 6 of them, coordinated. And whilst we are actually progressing, we noticed that half of this group were actually from a blog, and they were all responding the same response in view of what we are actually expressing. And yet we are speaking here saying that there is no politics amongst us and we are speaking out of the heart of love. Sir, I believe that whatsoever that is worth doing is worth doing well. If it is not done well, years to come, if it is not us, our children will revisit this same issue. Hence, number one, I heard that was it Apostle Nukulu or Reverend Nukulu? He said that we should not be on the demanding side, but rather on the suggesting side. Good. When a child is crying and expressing himself, maturity demands from us that we listen to the child. At times when we listen to the child, some of his expression could be act of provocation. But there are ways that we can cultivate ourselves as matured people and forge ahead, and not necessarily condemning the child, saying that what he brought to the table is useless. Then we are not actually wanting to solve the issue on ground. That's number one. If you say that this is the first time, and this is not the first time that PFN was actually officially accepted, it seems like an allegation was officially leveled on me as the National Secretary of PFN here in South Africa, which I am under my own office to defend. Number one, for the sake of recording, sir, I want to express it to this house that never a time was there any official letter of invitation sent to either myself as the National Secretary of PFN, nor to my President, Bishop Frank Ogabi. Whilst we were officially invited, it was on a reconciliatory platform. Sir, if you notice, we have been attending NEC meeting like a kind of preamble until at a particular point in time, an invitation was officially extended to us, which today we are responding to. If you look at the content of the letter, sir, that I sent to you people, or I gave to this organized house, honorable house, it was noted that we have never officially been accepted, because it was as well noted that we were having some reconciliation here and there. I stated it there, which you were one of the pioneers. So the reconciliation never went further as it was supposed. All of the promises that was actually dished out to us, none of them was fulfilled.
Yeah.
Now you can't say that there was an official letter of invitation to us when it was still on the reconciliatory platform and no one member of the NEC or PFA at any point in time gave an endorsement that we accepted this. We never have an agreement. I want this to be on record, sir. So there was never any invitation, official invitation to us, which by God's grace, Bishop Chidebere, or Professor Chidebere, which is actually the pioneer member of cancer, actually stated it. And I think on that platform, I'm clear. Sir, when you say that our letter is more of a divisive approach rather than building together, then it means that we are actually still being neglected. We are still being flogged even as we speak. Because when a child brings you an issue on the ground, you don't, if you really want to get your child back to yourself. I'm a father of 3. My first son is 13. I'm happily married for the past 15 years. I have children, and I take good care of them, and I give them approaches depending on the occasion and the situation on the ground. When a child comes to you and presents his or her concern, you don't tell the child that he's foolish, that he has an ulterior, an offensive motive to present to you or embark on. That means you are not really ready to solve the issue. The reason why we are here today is because we believe that there is a new organization, a new leadership on ground that is willing to give us a hand of fellowship, and we are willing to follow them and reconcile with them and forge forward, and not to flog us again on top of the floggings that we've received. That is the reason why, if we gather together and you tell us that our letter should be 1 page later, it's as good as you telling us how to cry. It's as good as you telling us how to speak. You are muzzling our mouths. I think that expression should be free here. To the extent of which we pattern our letter is left for us, with due respect. And I so much believe that one of the key things that we stated there has to do with signed letters. I'm saying this because it's on record. We spoke about the ambiguity of certain things. And to be honest with you, from the proceedings that we have actually attended in view of cancer men, we have seen more ambiguity than we can explain. We believe that the house is moving forward. Sometimes there should be a kind of shaking for consolidation. Hence, we want to come in and we are much more concerned, sir. Nobody on his right senses wants to be a part and parcel of something that is disorganized. It is our willingness as to wanting to be part of this prestigious organization that we are not placing a request that this house should be in order. Wouldn't want to be a part of a scattered house. I'm sorry because at the tone with which I speak, sir, please pardon it. I'm just trying to speak so that people, as far as you are the chairman, you can hear my voice. The other thing again I'm speaking about here is the issue of who is supposed to be the head and posting our member as head of the. I don't know what I did. Let me just jump to praise God.
Oh, Mr. Stanley, how are you? Yeah, bless you.
Now, sir, there is something you said, and you said that this house should not be called Can South Africa, but rather be called Cancer. Yes, sir. That's the argument. Okay. The purpose of us calling it Can South Africa, in view of our rights in the human parliament, is because if you want to interpret the word cancer, I don't know, is it not CAN, Christian Association of Nigeria, South Africa? So if we still say, use the word CAN South Africa, I don't know if
It's not wrong. You are correct.
No, it's Christian Association of South Africa. Cancer. Simple.
it was actually because of, the mind was writing.
If you say that,
You are
if you are
correct.
saying that, are you getting me, Apostle? Let's listen to this.
There is a slogan here that has been going on, and I think that this is the place where we have been nurturing error, and we have to correct it. For example, I hear my reverend saying, quite a lot of them saying that Mpasa is actually the mother of cancer. And if we go ahead nurturing such thoughts amongst us, then let me explain to you what it will give birth to. It will give birth to a biased leadership, sir. Because at every point in time, there should be room for favoritism. Because we'll be nurturing it in our subconscious that a particular group actually gave birth to this. Hence, we should give them a preferential choice. I think we need to bury this. Hold on, sir, and I'm going to give you my reasons. I'm going to give you my reasons. If you want to follow it logically, sir, I am not a legal, whatever, but I think, if you want to follow it constructively, sir, I put it to you, that is actually PFN that founded cancer. And I'm going to explain to you, if you want to go in that direction, no, let me speak, sir. The man that came to Bishop Uwa, the professor that came to Bishop Uwa years ago, and sell to him the idea of the formation of cancer, was actually a member of PFN SA. It was actually of recent that we officially took his name out of the board of trustees of PFN, South Africa. Bishop, Professor Chidebere,
No.
let me speak when you get to and I never interject.
No.
Allow me to express myself. Like I said,
Allow me. Go ahead.
let me see. You can see the uproar that we are having. This house, if there are 16 of us here, 11 or 10 of us are actually from Mombasa. See, are we running an Mombasa organization or we are running a cancer organization?
No.
You know when you were, everyone is speaking here. I had 10 lessons to speak, but I kept my cool. writing down my explanation. If we should not bring words that will further separate us, I believe that certain issues that are very sensitive should be revisited and dealt with. The 5 key issues that we requested for is not something that we requested for out of our selfish reasons. We are actually looking forward to a solidified body. Hence, we are expressing our views. We are requesting that, for example, you people are speaking about a constitution that is still unverified even as I speak today. How do you run a body? How do you run a body with a constitution that we have not seen a verified copy of it, even as I speak today? Sir, is it worth having an organization? If we speak about an organization that, if you look at the nomenclature of the National Executive Council, they are actually one-sided, then I put it to you that in the future, sir, decisions that were brought out of this prestigious body will only be one-sided, and it will be unhealthy for the rest of the blocks. Hence, we brought a concern because we are much more concerned about the betterment of this cancer. I think I should stop this.
I'm sorry, brethren. I think we should move on with our meeting. This house, I'm not in Mpasa, I'm not in PFM. I can see clearly that there's a conflict between the 2 blocks, but we're not here to run the 2 blocks.
Exactly.
Please keep your differences elsewhere. This is cancer, it's disrespectful to the other blocks when we begin to speed fire across one block to the other. I want to insist that the constitution of, and that is why I hesitated when they say CAN South Africa or cancer. I wasn't sure if there was an undertone. I wasn't sure if there was something else. Now the point is this, we're not politicians. We may not be in a temple, but we're in a church because we are the church. And I don't think it is fair to call a meeting and begin to talk like this. I'm busy. I could barely drive here. I could barely get up this morning. I have a lot of paperwork to do. I don't think it is okay to gather ourselves and disrespect ourselves. I find this highly disrespectful, especially for someone who has a secular job. I have enough of these problems at work. When we gather, I expect to be more restful because I'm gathering with the children of the Lord. So the point I want to make is that we move on with our meeting. No block should get up and talk about another block. That issue we can set aside if you want a debate, but I don't see why. I have been in the NEC from onset. There is no time in the NEC that we decided to deal with anyone. As a matter of fact, I remember running into the Bishop Ogaba at Balfour, and I knew him by name. But as we were talking, we realized we were Nigerians. And then you said you recognize my name too. And I recognized, oh, you are Bishop. And we spoke. And as I walked away, I was like, wow, this is a great brother. And I wondered what the issue was. Now, the truth is this. Whatever accusation, you see, I will not say, PFN, you have not been wrong at all. I won't say that. But I will say, PFN, if you have been wrong, not by me, I'm ready to correct it. And that is what we're doing. It's not this chairperson. It's not the secretary. Whoever wronged you, you can't pick us name by name and say we wronged you. I don't even know how it happened. And as I said to Apostle Eugene before, I remember I met you the first time in our general meeting at Rehoboth. And I remembered you had something to grind with the Archbishop. I don't remember the details. You were asking for something, he explained, then you asked again, he explained, and the Archbishop was distressed. And I asked him, what is going on? And he said something like, I already explained this inside, and now I didn't expect you to come and ask it in the general meeting again. And you see, I went away feeling sad, because that was not necessary. The point I'm making is this. Whoever feels he's wrong, can we drop it today? Because we are not out to wrong anyone. That bishop is dead. He can't even defend himself. Can we drop this issue and genuinely fellowship with each other? And if anyone is aggrieved, as Paul Goshala said, all of us have complaints. I'm not happy that I'm the only female among you. What happened to the other sisters? And I'm insisting that CANSAF is not a pastoral meeting.
It's true.
CANSAF is not for you pastors. So if you can't take insults, go to your congregation. Because you see, pastors find it hard to take insults. But Jesus told you we're in the world, we're not of the world. If you can't take insults from each other and go to the Lord in prayer, how would you take adversity? Because as someone pointed out, we have more problems outside. We haven't achieved anything. Every time we come trying to service egos, you said this to me, you said this to me. I said that apologetically, but it has to do with the testosterone, and I'm a physician and I know what I'm saying. And I said it in the last meeting, that if you insult me, I won't like it, but I'll swallow it, because fellowship surpasses what I want. Fellowship surpasses my desire. Fellowship surpasses my relationship with the Lord. Brethren, how are you able to be at loggerheads with someone for 5 years? How are you able to be at loggerheads with someone who is dead? How are you able to be at loggerheads with yourself for something? The church is God's home. The church is not for pastor. The church is not for PFN.
Yes.
Now, what makes pastor and PFN the two key blocks? We don't even remember Equateca. We don't remember ours, which I don't even know the name. Pastor Kolo, what is it? CC something.
CC.
We don't even remember the Catholic.
And we are the one hosting now. They don't
But
remember us.
the point I'm making, brethren, is that we can keep talking this for the next 5 hours. I assure you that you still will not be satisfied.
True.
So the point I'm making is, can we really show our Christian attitude by just taking a deep breath and forgiving each other? The Archbishop Uwa, let's continue that in heaven. Is it the Bishop Ogu? Is it Bishop, sorry my brother, Ogaba? Is it Bishop Ronti? Because they are leaders. If you don't like them as a person, or they stepped on your toe, take it up with them personally. I noticed that I don't think it's in pastor that you may be fighting him as a person. I don't think you may be fighting PFN, you might be fighting the bishop as a person. Yes. The same thing with Equateca. But please let no one hold us to ransom. This is CANSAF. CANSAF is bigger than every block, in the sense that it is because CANSAF exists that you even exist as a block. Let us move on with our meeting. Brethren, let us just forgive each other, move on. Every other thing, trust the Lord to help you. Can we just move on with our meeting?
It's not on this one. It's not on this one. I just want to say something.
Chairman, take charge.
I just want to talk about the video. We should just, in a personal manner. Wait.
We have
Leaders, leave it.
I'm not making a suggestion.